Hello everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Welcome back to our Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs channel. And today's date is 20 February 2025. So without wasting time, आज के job dates जानते हैं 11 बजे और apply करो आज के आज ही. And please let them know you got to know from Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs. So let's start with our rating side. For ratings, there is an opening in Keniva Shipping Private Limited. They required AB and Viper for their coastal mini tanker vessel. Keniva Shipping required chief cook also for their coastal mini tanker vessel. So there is three requirements: AB, Viper, and chief cook in Keniva Shipping. And requirement is urgent. So share your CV by today only. Anglo-Eastern Ship Management required AB for their oil tanker, chemical tanker, gas carrier, and CTPT vessels. Anglo-Eastern required oiler for their oil tanker, chemical tanker, gas carriers, and CTPT vessels. And requirement is urgent. So relevant experience is mandatory over here. So if you have experience, so share your CV by today itself. Lots of time I have made video for this also. Nimbus Marine Group required AB, able seamen, 5 openings over there. They required for their offshore ships. Nas Maritime required AB for their Handymax bulk carrier. Joining will be February 2025. So only 10 days left. So share your CV by today itself. For sharing your CV, go through our WhatsApp channel, Merchant Navy Job Dates. Just search Merchant Navy Job Dates. Already 11,700 people have joined. Follow us by today only. Let's move ahead with our Masters job opening. For Masters, there is an opening in V-Ships. For master, they required for their offshore fleet. Blue Fortune Ship Management required master for their oil tanker fleet. They required relevant experience. Nautilus Shipping required master for their coastal MBC vessel. Dhamtara to Jargal, means this will be NCV vessel it is. AZ Maritime required master for their feeder container vessel. So these are the job openings today for master. Share your CV by today itself and let them know you got to know from Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs. Let's move ahead with our chief officer job opening. For chief officer, same as a master, there is an opening in V-Ships. They require chief officer also for their offshore fleet. Columbia Order Ship Management required for their DP vessel. Location will be Qatar. Joining is very soon. Blue Fortune Ship Management required chief officer for their oil tanker. Relevant experience is mandatory over here. ABB Ship Management required chief officer for their oil tanker. GRT will be 26,322. Experience will be mandatory over here, and they required white COC accepted, means Indian COC they required here. Nautilus Shipping India Private Limited required chief officer for their coastal MBC vessel. Nas Maritime required chief officer for their Handymax bulk carrier. Minimum 4 to 9 months of rank expenses mandatory over here. Only white COC accepted. Experience on say specific type of vessel is mandatory over here. Same it is. Then Bernard Schulte Ship Management required chief officer for their LNG carrier. Minimum 18 months of rank expenses mandatory over here. 3 on 3 of contract period will be there. Then Bernard Schulte Ship Management required chief officer for their VLOC bulk carrier, capsize bulk carrier. Minimum 10 months of rank expenses mandatory on the similar type of vessel. Then AZ Maritime required chief officer for their feeder container vessel. So these are the job updates for today's date. लेकिन अगर आपको रोज के अपडेट्स जानने हैं तो आपको क्या करना होगा? You need to follow us on WhatsApp channel Merchant Navy Job Updates. For following us over there, you need to go through your WhatsApp. Just go through the find channel section. Just go and search Merchant Navy Job Dates. On the first tab itself, our channel will come. Just click on that. Follow us by today, because on everyday basis at 10 a.m. we used to come with the latest job openings for today. So let's move on to our next job opening for ETO. So for ETOs. For ETOs, there is an opening in Burkhan Ship Management. They required ETO for their oil chemical mid-range tanker vessel. In International Andromeda Shipping required electrotechnical officer for their Aframax oil chemical tanker. Minimum 12 to 8 months of rank experience they are asking. ETO. For ETOs, there is an opening in V-Ships. They required for their offshore vessels. Minimum 1 year of rank expenses mandatory on the similar type of vessels. Columbia Order Ship Management required ETO for their oil tanker. Must have Indian COC. Need oil chemical DC, means advanced DC. Maximum age will be 45 years. So these are the criteria for joining over there. Xulin Ship Management Private Limited required ETO for their bitumen tanker. Minimum must have previous tanker experience, means you must have a experience on bitumen tankers. Then Surin Ship Management required ETO for their oil and chemical tankers. Same it is, you must have oil and chemical tanker experience. So share your CV over here. Blue Fortune Ship Management required ETO for their oil tanker. Relevant experiences mandatory over here. Alba Marine Service Private Limited required ETO for their bulk carrier. Minimum 8 to 12 months of rank experience is mandatory on the similar type of vessel. Then Nimbus Marine Group required for their offshore vessel. Synergy Maritime Recruitment Service Private Limited required ETO for their oil and chemical tanker. 20 plus month of rank expenses mandatory on similar means oil and chemical tanker vessels. Then Nas Maritime required ETO for their Handymax bulk carrier. Joining will be very soon, means before February 2025. AZ Maritime required ETO. They required chief officer. They required master. They required ratings also for their feeder container. So share your CV by today only. Let's move on with our second officer's job opening. For second officer, there is an opening in Keniva Shipping Private Limited for their coastal mini tanker vessel. Indian FGCOC is mandatory over here. Columbia Order Ship Management required second officer for their DP vessel. Nautilus Shipping India Private Limited required second officer for their coastal MBC vessel. vessel. AZ Maritime required second officer for their feeder container vessel. So share your CV by today itself, and if you have not subscribed yet, so subscribe us by today itself, and just let us know what's your feedback regarding this video in the comment section. Let's move on to the third officer job opening. For third officers, there is an opening in Keniva Shipping Private Limited. Before that, I would like to share with you one such latest update, breaking news we can say. There is an opening for engine cadet and deck cadet also in one shipping company. Watch this video till end. I'll let you know in the last of this video what is the updates for engine cadet and deck cadets. Let's move on to the third officer. So for third officer, there is an opening in Keniva Shipping Private Limited for their NWKO vessel, coastal mini tanker vessel. International Andromeda Shipping Company required third officer for their Aframax oil chemical tanker, minimum 6 to 12 months of rank experience they are asking. End of February or early March joining date will be there. V-Ships India Private Limited required third officer for their oil and chemical tanker. PIL required third officer for their container vessel, minimum 6 months of rank experience is mandatory over here. Joining date will be very soon, urgent. Then Alba Marine Service Private Limited required third officer for their bulk carrier, minimum 8 to 12 months of rank experience is mandatory over here. On the similar type of vessel, 4 to 6 months of contract period will be there for you. Bernard Sulte Ship Management required third officer for their LNG carrier ship, minimum 8 months of rank experience is mandatory over here. Must have USC-1D visa in your hand. Bernard Sulte Ship Management required third officer for their VLOC bulk carrier, capsize bulk carrier, minimum 6 months of rank experiences mandatory over here with must have USC-1D visa in your hand. AZ Maritime Private Limited required PCTC for their car carrier vessel. AZ Maritime required third officer for their feeder container vessel. NAZ Maritime required third officer for their Handymax bulk carrier. So around 20 latest job openings for you today. So share your CV, there is lots of openings, and share this video with your friend also, so he will get to know about these are the job openings. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Let's move on to our next opening for engine side. For engine side, let's start with our chief engineer Bada Saab. So there is an opening for Bada Saab in V-Ships for their offshore fleet. V-Ships required chief engineer for their offshore fleet over here also. For over here, V-Ships required chief engineer for their ASTS supply vessel. They required minimum 1 year of experience on the following vessel. Synergy Maritime Service Private Limited required for their chemical oil tanker vessel, 24 plus month of rank experience is mandatory over here. Nautilus Shipping India Private Limited required chief engineer for their coastal MBC vessel. NAZ Maritime required chief engineer for their Handymax bulk carrier, minimum joining minimum 4 to 9 months of rank experience is mandatory over here. February 2025 means before end of this February you'll be on ship. So share your CV by today itself. For sharing your CV, follow us on WhatsApp, and if you would like to know more such about the information related to this company, that company, just follow us on LinkedIn also, Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs. Let's move on to our second engineer job opening. For second engineers, there is an opening in Rand Ship Management Private Limited. They required for their DP2 vessel. Columbia Ora Ship Management required for DP vessel. Synergy Maritime required for main fleet, chemical tanker, oil tanker ships. They required 24 plus month of rank experience. Nautilus Shipping required second engineer for their coastal MBC vessel. NAZ Maritime required second engineer for their Handymax bulk carrier. Before end of this February, joining date will be there. So share your CV here. Bernard Sulte Ship Management required for their capsize bulk carrier, minimum 8 months of rank experience over here. They are asking. AZ Maritime required second engineer for their feeder container vessels. So for AZ Maritime for feeder container vessels, they required master, they required ratings, they required chief officer, they required ETO, second officer. Now for second engineer. Let's move to our third engineer job opening. For third engineers, there is an opening in Keniva Shipping Private Limited. They required third engineer for their coastal vessel. Alba Marine Service Private Limited required third engineer for their bulk carrier vessels. Synergy Maritime Recruitment Service Private Limited required you for their chemical and oil tanker vessel, minimum 20 months of rank experience with class MEO class 2 COC required over here. Nautilus Shipping India Private Limited required third engineer for their coastal MBC vessel. AZ Maritime required third engineer for their feeder container vessels. So share your CV by today only. Let's move to our fourth engineer job opening. Before fourth engineer job opening, I'll let you know there is an opening in Synergy Marine Group for engine cadet and deck cadet. They have published their form for the placement. If you have not got the placement, so please fill the form, mention in the description box. Just click over there and fill the form, and just wait for the exam, pass the exam and be on ship. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Let's move to our fourth engineer job opening and let's see कि आज freshers के लिए कोई job opening है कि नहीं. So for fourth engineers, there is an opening in Blue Fortune Ship Management for their oil tanker. Relevant experience is mandatory over here. Alba Marine Service Private Limited required fourth year for bulk carrier. They required also experience. Then Synergy Maritime Recruitment Service Private Limited required fourth year for their chemical oil tanker. 20 plus month of rank experience they are asking. Must have USC-1D visa. And NAZ Maritime required fourth engineer for their Handymax bulk carrier, minimum 4 to 9 months of rank experience is mandatory over here. AZ Maritime required assistant engineer officer. So there is an opening for you over here for freshers. If you have cleared your If you have cleared your MEO class 4 COC recently, so there is an opening for you in Panamax bulk carrier, must have USC1D visa. If you have USC1D visa in your hand, so share your CV by here. And AZ Maritime required 4th engineer for their feeder container vessels also, and they have not mentioned any type of experience they required. So share your CV by today only. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. If you have not followed us on WhatsApp, so follow us by today, Merchant Navy job updates. If you have not followed us on Insta, follow us by today, Merchant Navy _job. And please do not forget to follow us on or subscribe our channel by today only. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. We'll meet you in the next video with next such update on the everyday basis.